Latidos.
Hi, Jan.
Sion.
I'm very excited for finally having you here in a TEDx stage while you are sharing the winter with us in Mexico.
Well, I'm a little out of my comfort zone being with these wonderful, talented young women, but I'm happy to be here with you.
I'm glad. We're so happy to have you here as well. And I've known you for a long time now, but I want the people to know why you are here with us today. So can you help me and tell me how long have you been spending the winter here in Morelia, and why did you decide to come here?
Why did I come here? Have you ever been in Thunder Bay in the winter times? It
No.
was -30 yesterday. But anyway, when I was a child, we loved it. We skied, we had 20 minutes away, we had the ski hills, we tobogganed. But I remember coming in after skating a little too long, and my feet were frozen. My dad took my shoes off, and I was literally crying as I could feel the blood coming back into my feet. It was so sore, but we were tough. But I'm not so tough now. I'm here.
I think it's a very nice place to spend the winter here in Morelia.
Well, you were offered a job teaching English as a second language. We came and we fell in love. We fell in love with Morelia, with the colors, with the traditions, with the people. So loving. We just loved it, and we came back.
So glad to hear. And how long have you been doing this trip from Ontario to Morelia?
Well, 27 years. I've come back for 4 months in the winter time.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Thank you. And how do you come to Mexico?
Well, I used to drive. When my husband and I came, we just loved looking at the scenery. Going through the Sierra Madre is just absolutely gorgeous. And the scenery, I'd start out in Thunder Bay, and it would be winter, dead winter. I get to Minneapolis, still winter. Wichita was getting a little warmer. By the time we got to Oklahoma, there was a little more green. We were going through the seasons. By the time we got to Nuevo Laredo, I had the air conditioning on. Summer had arrived. And coming back, it was the reverse.
I can imagine that's a beautiful drive as well, driving through all these 3 countries, different seasons.
It was wonderful. And after my husband died, I decided I'm going to keep coming. People would ask my daughter, have you talked to your mother how dangerous it might be driving? It's about 2,000 K. You talked to her? And my daughter would say, have you ever tried talking to my mother?
I'm very glad she thinks that way, so we can have you here. Perfect. And do you still travel by car?
Well, 2 years ago, I started my decision that I would fly. This year, I flew on New Year's Eve. So I went to the dollar store, bought myself a crown with flashing lights on it, which brought up 2 smiles as I got on the plane. And when the purser came with coffee, I said, I think I like champagne. Air Canada, 88 bottle of champagne. So here I was at 5 o'clock in the morning drinking champagne. I think I could get used to that.
We could as well. And remind us, Jan, how old are you?
I'm 94, yes.
And you, 2 years ago, you still drove Ontario, Morelia.
Yes, yeah.
I truly can't believe it.
Yeah.
Now, a person that has been with us, having a healthy and long life, has had amazing moments, but I'm sure has had losses as well. So, how do you deal with loss?
Well, there's many losses or changes that we have as you go through life. Now, this is my life. Your life is going to be different depending on your health, on your income, on your wishes. But this is me. We have emotional loss, we have physical loss, and we had mental loss. The physical loss is things like losing your balance. Your skin may become more fragile. Hearing loss. These are kind of physical losses. The mental loss, our mental acumen, and I'm not talking about intellectual ability, but I'm talking about our ability to make decisions. And then, of course, our emotional loss is the loneliness and the loss of people around us. When we looked at our physical loss, it's something that we need to plan ahead of time. We need to be independent. For example, when you're losing your balance, somebody is ready to give you a cane or a walker. Think about it. Maybe you need to exercise your legs. However, if you do need a cane, use a whip to notch. Raise your shoulders. Don't do the senior shuffle. Walk out. I have friends who use the cane when they need it, and they look really cool. Maybe I'll get myself a cane. The plan your life before it happens. The emotional loss is loneliness. You hear often of people, older people who are lonely. You may no longer be a voice. You may be alone. Your children are independent. So who are you? You have to figure that out. You're really feeling not needed. This is where your friends come in. Right now, you should be making friends. As you get older, it's a little more difficult, but you can go out, you can volunteer, you can go out, sit in a coffee shop, talk to somebody. It's not everybody going to want to talk to you, but you may kick up somebody or who needs a friend. How many people have a cat or a dog? Just the thought of having that cat or dog at home put a smile on your lips, didn't it? And makes you feel good. You're needed. If you have a cat or any kind of animal, that always makes you feel good. The loss of people, friends, family, is a different matter. I lost my mother when I was 30. She died of cancer. Of course, my father. I lost a son. He was 14, a grandson in his teens. Last year was a particularly difficult time. I lost what I call my kindergarten friend. She was 3 days older, 90 years together in January. In April, I lost my son. In June, my sister-in-law, and then my brother, my baby brother, 90 years old, I lost in December. How do you deal with grief? Everyone deals differently. It depends on the closeness to that person, your religion, your personal beliefs, how your family deal with that. If you deal with it by sharing, by crying, that's one way that people do it. My Scottish Presbyterian background is kind of suck it up. You keep to yourself. But you know, people come back to you in a dream, on a beautiful sunset. You see a flower. The memories of your lost ones always come back to you. Slowly, grief turns to sorrow. You can't stay in grief, but sorrow will remain with you, and then the happiness of your memories takes over.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. I'm trying not to cry because we're in front of a lot of people. And now going to another part of life. When I ask you for one of the most amazing moments of your life, what comes to mind?
I have to say, the celebration of being married to my husband Leonard remains with me. He married me. I had 4 children. He took them over and was a wonderful friend to them. And it just makes me feel happy thinking about that.
We hope to find someone like that to share a moment with once in a while. That sounds great.
Yes.
And talking with relations and friends, what is a friend to you?
Well, it's really important to choose your friends, I believe. Um, you have to work at it. You have to keep in touch with them. And the kind of friends you want are the ones that make you happy, that are joyous. This is my take on it anyway. I have to trust them. I have to be able to share things with them so they're compassionate, willing to listen to me as I listen to them.
Perfect. We are going to write that. We need to remember.
Another thing is, you should have friends of all generations. You know, your older friends, you can talk about your swelling legs and your lack of bladder control or whatever. Your younger group of friends are friends who take you places, take you to a pub or an experience. And then your young friends, they're the ones that help you with your internet. And this is another thing. I have friends who say, oh, I don't do internet. It's a world. The most exciting thing to me, one of the most exciting things to me this year was watching my great-grandchild play volleyball. It was her last year in school, and here I was, 3,000 K away from her, watching their game. How exciting can that be? I love the new devices. I hate them, but I have good friends that help me.
Or that put you on a stage full of people. And talking about these amazing tips you can give us for having a long, happy, healthy life, can you share some advice with us?
You know, I thought, Frachi thought, that when it got to be 90, that all of a sudden this light would occur and you would be wise. Well, it hasn't happened to me yet. And so I really can't tell you the meaning of life. Maybe when I'm 100.
We will invite you to come back because we do need that answer. And when we were practicing and planning this interview, we had this moment where we talked about not having, I forgot the word in English, not taking life so seriously. Can you share with us a little bit about that?
I'm sorry. Oh,
About not taking the life so seriously. Not taking the life so seriously. Laughing at mistakes. Well, for fear. We were talking with Jan that sometimes when awful things would happen or we would do a mistake, instead of being angry of that action, we would laugh at it and of course solve it, but things are not that important. And the important thing is to enjoy it. While we talk, it was one of like the things I valued the most of the conversation, and I didn't want to miss it.
yeah.
Everything okay?
I, I, I do have some things that I think of for myself in living a life. If I could read them,
Yeah.
you had to be independent. I think that's really very important until you can no longer be independent. If there's something I find in Mexico, Mexico is very respectful, very helpful of elderly people, but make sure that there are things that you should do for yourself, and you do them. Always question your doctor. Don't put in your mouth what you think that you shouldn't. You can't sleep. You could easily, your doctor wants to solve your problems. You could easily take something in, but there's other ways that you can get to sleep. I have a list by the side of my bed. When things are going around in my head, I write them down, and then that helps you sleep. You have to love your spouse. If you don't love yourself, you can't love other people. And sometimes it's really difficult. Say no if things are getting overwhelming, but don't say no to adventure or something interesting like this. Think positive thoughts in the morning. I have a cat and then comes on my bed and I look at her face and it just makes me smile. Question happenings. One time when I was down here, in a space of 2 weeks, I fell 3 times. I sat down and thought to myself, why did I fall? Is it the shoes I'm wearing? Is it the streets of Mexico? Am I having TIAs? And I realized, you know what? I'm rushing. That's the kind of person I am. I want to rush. I slowed my light down, and fewer falls once in a while, but really fewer. Laugh. You need to laugh. Don't take yourself seriously. Life is too short to do that.
I agree. And now, Jen, I would love to ask you if you are afraid of bed.
Well, I can just say that we're living on borrowed time. And so we have to make the best of it. And I think we all do.
Perfect. Okay. You got it, some. Now, to finish this moment, this talk, what do you enjoy in life?
Well, I enjoyed good friends, good food, good music, good tequila.
I think you can have your Mexican citizenship now. And is there anything else you would like to share with us today?
No, I'd just like to thank you, Itziar, for making this challenge for me. I'd like to thank you for coming. And older people like to talk. So, hey, if there's somebody in your neighborhood, or your mom, or your dad, go and talk to them. Go and listen to them. They'd really love that.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much for coming here with us today.
Latidos.